Pride Month, but unfortunately we have to talk about straights. So there are two popular ways to shoot straights that I know of. My favorite is the windmill. It's something I'm trying to be good at. The other version I am not very good at, which is kind of like a quarterback throw. You keep the ball up here. I see Phil Smith doing this a lot on Earthlake, where you keep the ball here, usually on the side hoops, or it turns into a pass, but they try to rev back, throw forward. Now, that's a good way to shoot. It's not a good way for me to shoot, but if you practice it, you'll get good at it. Now, for that shot, you want to keep in mind the ball is going to follow your eyes. So as I'm eyeing the hoop, I'm going to naturally guide the ball where I'm looking. That's not a great shot style for no looks, because your form is going to follow your vision. I've seen a lot of people try to do no looks where they're eyeing one hoop and they try to hit the other. You can't see it on camera, but I missed that. It's typically not a good idea. The other thing about no looks is I know a lot of people do no look plays a lot who don't practice it. They just do it in game and it never works out. So form wise for that one, I don't have as much advice because I'm not that good at it, but you want to constantly be eyeing where you're going to put it and then looking away to keep the other team off, but you want to be ready to look when you shoot. You don't want to no look. The other thing is it works best, in my opinion, on the side hoops. It's usually not an option I see people take on the middle hoop. Usually also works best when there's a pass threat that the other team has to guard. Now for windmills, you're typically going to be similar to a baseball pitch. You're going to bring the ball down and then up. Now your instinct, if you swing a perfect line like this, is you see how my arm is coming to my head. You're going to avoid your head. So what a lot of people do is they windmill and then their arm adjusts and it kind of throws off the rhythm. So what I do is I dip. So while I'm windmilling, I dip to the left so that my arm can come straight down in a straight line and go where I'm telling it to go. In terms of how you grip the ball, my preference is to keep a wide grip, pinky and thumb. I use my knuckles to guide where the ball is going to go. Lastly, you want to hit as you're coming down on the windmill. So this is the absolute height of your windmill. If you shoot on the way up or even right at the top of that windmill, you're going to shoot high. That's typically how I end up throwing the ball over my fence a lot. If you bring it down too late though, it will go low. Now there's a difference between missing a shot and fumbling a shot. And I'll talk about this in another video. If you miss a shot, that means your aim was off. Your form was fine, you had the opening you wanted, but it didn't go where you wanted it to go. A fumbled shot is very similar to throwing to the ground, throwing way overhead. Usually that's a sign of bad form. Usually if the ball is nowhere in the vicinity of where you want it to go, or if you got pushed in the middle of your shot, or someone's arm flew up and you panicked, those are ways you'll miss a shot by fumbling. Typically, if your form is good, you'll make the mark, but occasionally you are just straight up, especially if it's outside of your typical range, you are going to miss from time to time just because your accuracy is a little off, and that's a different thing. Now, for windmills, what I like to do is I like to think of it as I am stepping through and striking the hoop with my hand. So as I bring it forward, I am going to follow through with my hand, mentally thinking about putting the ball through the hoop, not just ripping it as hard as I can. I want to think of it as if I'm striking the hoop from a distance and then propelling the ball as I step through that way. And that's all I got on straights, because it's Pride Month.